Hello everyone, Heather Warlick in the studios at OPUBCO, and I'm here with Amanda Meyer. Thanks for being here, Amanda. So Amanda is one of this year's winners for the Jim Thorpe Courage Awards, and this is an award they give to 3 individuals every year who, exhibit amazing courage in their recovery from whatever it is that, has happened to them. And so for Amanda, that's MS, multiple sclerosis. She told us about experiencing the first signs of multiple sclerosis when she was even as young as 12, being misdiagnosed, going through all these different treatments until finally she got a good diagnosis at the age of 16, right? Okay. So tell me a little bit about the relief that you felt when you got that diagnosis.
Well, not knowing what's going on is, I think, the worst part, because, you can't treat something, you don't know what it is.
So now you have a little bit of a direction, and okay, well, now we know what it is, we can treat it. Mm-hmm. You told me they treated you with a lot of steroids, and you even went through several rounds of chemotherapy, which really, really, really sent you and your body into shock.
Yes. The first line treatment for acute relapses in MS is steroids. And after I was diagnosed, we tried all the traditional treatments, which eventually, were ineffective in controlling my disease. And so we did a year of chemotherapy, which reset my immune system.
So one of the most amazing things about this story is what happened shortly thereafter. You went through 4 rounds of chemotherapy, and each time you got some terrible migraines. You went through almost like a stroke, and then you said, enough, we're not doing this anymore, even though it was helping you. Right. And you went home, and you weren't even able to walk.
I didn't complete the full treatment plan that I was prescribed. Okay. And because of the chemo and a couple of other medications I was taking, I had about 1.5 to 2 years of remission. Okay. And I mean, I had little things happen, but nothing major. Mm. And so then in December of 2012, just a few months ago, I had another relapse where I lost feeling from about the cheek down on the right side, and then lost all movement about the cheek down on the left.
So after this relapse, they told you, which was discouraging enough to hear, that you needed to go to inpatient therapy.
Right.
Hence going to Jim Thorpe Rehabilitation Center, and you went kicking and screaming.
Yes. I mean, it was my last semester of college, and I'm addicted to school, so I didn't want to go because I didn't want to miss school. But they were telling me, you need to go, you need to get better, and well, I should say my parents were telling me that, not everybody. And so anyways, finally, after some convincing, I said, okay, fine. So I went, but I felt like everybody was just like giving up on me in a way.
That's why they sent you there. You kind of felt like
that I need to get used to this new normal.
But 21 days after showing up at Jim Thorpe, what you called the worst day of your life, you said 21 days later, you're actually able to walk. Maybe not perfectly, but you walked yourself out of there.
Yes, I made myself a promise when I went into Jim Thorpe that I'm going to walk out those doors no matter what. And so, I got a little bit better while I was there. I was able to do a lot of the functions safely by myself. So it wasn't perfect, but it was, a big improvement. Yeah. And so I did walk out of there. It wasn't pretty, but I did it.
She is so addicted to school, she even had her therapists attending her college courses with her so that she could be there, because she didn't want to miss out on a moment of it. Yep. But the real miracle moment happens in February of this year, when one night you go to bed, you're symptomatic, you're experiencing all of this stuff that you've been experiencing for years. You wake up the next morning.
Yeah, my parents helped me get into bed, put on my pajamas, all that stuff. And then the next morning I woke up and I sat up and I got out of bed and I put my clothes on, when I walked out of my room, and my parents, their jaw just hit the floor because it was just a complete overnight miracle. I mean, there's no scientific explanation for it.
You really do consider it an actual miracle.
I know it is.
Mm-hmm. And another part of this wonderful story of, you know, overcoming such challenges is your art. You're a photographer. You have a major in photography, a bachelor's degree in photography. You're also back in school for art history, but tell me about your exhibit that is called At Face Value. Tell me what it means and what it's about.
One thing for me with my art is I really want to bring awareness to MS, and not just to the general public that, you know, may not know what MS is, but also to the patients who, you know, like me when I was diagnosed, can feel alone, you know, when things happen, different symptoms, things people just don't want to talk about, you know.
Such
things
as?
like, you know, incontinence is a very common symptom with MS patients, but no one wants to talk about that, you know. So I also do a lot of public speaking for the MS Society, and so with that, you know, in the same respect, I aim to bring awareness to it, but also make light of it. So, you know.
So at face value means that you can't necessarily look at someone and know what they're experiencing just by looking at them?
I mean, a big thing with MS is people always say, you look so healthy, you don't look sick. And it's, you know, frustrating to hear that when you're like, don't know what's going on. So this show's called At Face Value, and it's about, you know, this is what you see at face value, but this is what's actually going on.
Yes. And when you had this show at the gallery, you had some actual interactive stuff where people could try on, for example, a leg that would give you the feeling of having the drop foot symptom.
Right. My title piece is like a frame. On one side, it has a self-portrait of myself, sort of confrontational, to grab the viewer's attention and to also set the tone for the show. And then on the other side is a mirrored image of that, but it is one of the slices of my MRI. So, you know, this is what you see on the outside, but this is what's actually going on. And so then, you know, I had pictures of some of the most common symptoms of MS, like, you know, numbness, cognition, vision problems walking, things like that. And MS is a very active disease. So I wanted to bring that feeling into the show as well. So with each picture, I also had a interactive element for the viewer to try. So it was an MS outfit to try on. So like for numbness, for example, I have gloves there for them to put on, and to, you know, as they try to do very simple tasks like buttoning your jacket or taking in and out your earrings, or, you know, things like that, to feel the frustration and, you know, just the obstacle that MS sufferers have to go through just to do something so simple.
How does it feel to be receiving this award?
I can't even, I'm so humbled to get this, because honestly, I don't really think of myself as a hero or, you know, really courageous. I just try to live every day to the fullest and, you know, not dwell on my problems, but make something of it, you know, turn my problems into opportunities.
I wish you all the best with your health and your career and your schooling.
Thank you so much.
So, best to you.